Hundreds of thousands of dollars of trades just went down on Veriswap, and we're here today to break down the biggest trades and debate which cards we'd rather have. Hello, sports card investors, and welcome to another trade talk with Veriswap and Teapot. Oh my! We got some big trades to talk about today.
Yep, love these videos. Let's do it.
Oh, let's do it. We're going to break these down. I want to jump right in today, so let's go straight to Raymond, the founder of Veriswap, to introduce our first trade.
One of the largest transactions that happened on Veriswap this month was actually the sale of an 84 Star Jordan for $44,000. Take a look here. He has a 7 card. What do you guys think about this one?
Okay, so this one was a little untraditional, right? It's not a true trade. This shows that you can also do cash deals on Veriswap.
I'd take the cash in this case. I think the person who just moved that Star Jordan actually got pretty good value out of it just based on the last 6 months. Over the last 6 months, that card's been closer to like 38K on average. The high sale was about 40. So while this one was trading up, like last year, I'm looking at market movers, like in September, it peaked out at 68K. Now, there's still some eye appeal factor
There
to
is,
some
and
of
this
these
is
cards.
a nice looking copy. I will say, this is a nice looking 7. It's little off to the left. You know, what you see, the centering's always off on these stars, but it presents well.
It does.
I do think it's a good vibrant color, good presentation.
Yeah, it does. It looks really good. The image looks good. Everything looks pretty nice on it. But in this case, like, just knowing that there have been not a few sales over the last 6 months, all in that 38 to 40K range, I like the sales point here that this person, they could go buy another one for 38K on wherever.
True. I assume the person who who did the trade, gave up the money, got the card. They probably really like the eye appeal of this one. I think as long as they lock that card in there safe for 10 years or 20 years and go get it back out then, I think they're going to be pretty happy with this deal in the long term, because I like the long term of these Star Jordan cards. In the short term, maybe they could have, gotten a little bit of a better deal. I don't know, but I think this is a really nice copy. Hopefully they've got long-term hold plans on it, and if they do, they did all right.
Sure.
So, all right, let's talk though about some actual card for card trades. We're going to jump into several of those next, and I want to let the audience know, if you want to trade on Veriswap, now is the moment, because you can use promo code SCI when you register at Veriswap, and you're going to get $15 free towards your first trade. So download the Veriswap app or go to veriswap.com and use promo code SCI. Now let me show you some of the trades that have gone down on Veriswap.
Next up at $32,000, on side A, we have a Fleer Jordan BGS 8 and a Charizard card. On side B, we have a Burrow NT Stars and Stripes and about $5,000 in cash. How do you guys feel about this one?
Okay, this is a fun one to talk about. We've got that 86 Jordan. We've got a Charizard, a big-time Pokemon card for little Joe Burrow. Well, I shouldn't say little Joe Burrow. Big Joe Burrow, some cash. Where are you with this one, Teapot?
I'm going with the goats on this one, and there's a few reasons why. One, as you talk about putting cards away for the long term, having a BGS 8 of both of these cards, two of the most iconic cards purely in existence, sports or otherwise, I just think bodes really well for the long term. The Burrow is a white box. It's a white box 1 of 1. Otherwise, it would be significantly more expensive. This card might hold up well over the test of time. It's a beautiful looking card. I really like the design on it. And this was still from, I believe this was when they were still player worn. I don't know if the cutoff was 19 or 20 when they shipped it NT from player worn to not necessarily anything. You are getting some cash in the deal, to send these cards over. But I worry about that white box and the staying power. I like Burrow. He's 28 years old. I think he's still got a good career ahead of him. I think he needs to win a championship. But this particular card to me is like, I know a lot of people, including high-end collectors, who just don't want anything to do with white box or black box, 1 of 1 cards. So that gives me pause on it a little bit. He's got a lot of rookie cards. Give me the goats.
Yeah. I think it's not a bad time to get Burrow. Burrow had an MVP-like season last year, but of course, Cincinnati didn't make the playoffs. They weren't great as a team. Their defense was horrible.
They blew every close game last year.
They did. They blew every. So I'm expecting more out of Cincinnati this season. I think you could see a resurgence in Burrow's market this season. I think if Cincinnati starts winning some games, and if he plays even identical to how he played last year. If they're simply winning a little more, I think Burrow's cards are going to shoot up. So I think getting Burrow now, timing-wise, is pretty good. But I'm with you. Give me the GOATs because it is that white box 1 of 1. Those are a little difficult to move sometimes. There are people that don't always want those. It's cool that it's a 1 of 1, but it's not the true 1 of 1 from 2018 National Treasure. So I'm with you. If you're looking at two of the most iconic classic cards of all time, in my opinion, you got to go that direction with this trade.
I agree.
All right, let's look at the next one.
Up next at $25,000 on side A, we have a Wemby downtown rookie in PSA 10. Beautiful card. On side B, we have a Lamar Jackson Kaboom PSA 10, Burrow rookie, and a Josh Allen downtown rookie. What do you guys think about this one?
All right, this trade I find pretty fascinating, right? We've got Wemby on one side. We got 3 of the best quarterbacks in the NFL on the other side. A lot of interest, probably a lot of split collector opinions on this trade. Where do you stand, Teapot?
Yeah, this trade screams modern card show.
Yes.
Dallas card show. This
is
like exactly what you see at trade nights and out on the show floor. Everybody chasing downtowns and kabooms and all this stuff. So I love this trade. I'm going to go on the side of the 3 in this case.
Okay.
I still am very high on Wemby, but it's a lot to put into Wemby. And the other 3 guys on the other side, to me, one of them, I don't know which one, but one of them will pass through this generation as at least the second best quarterback after Mahomes. I think one of those 3 guys will. And so I love that side of the trade. They're all PSA 10s. They're all very rare cards, very iconic with the downtown and kaboom of Lamar and Josh Allen. So to me, that's just the side that I like. The newer stuff with Wemby, he's got other downtowns. That's a great card. The 1-and-1 downtowns are fantastic. It's a great card. But I like the flexibility on the side of the football cards.
Okay. I have a tough time with this one because I really like the football cards. I'm drawn to them. At the same time, I think Wemby is still a great long-term investment. His market's down. I expect this guy to change the game. I think now is probably a pretty good time to buy Wemby with him, having ended last season with the injury, and he should be back and healthy at the start of this next season. So I'm kind of high on getting some Wemby this summer. I'm going to go with the Wemby. Look, I love the Burrow. I love the Allen. I love Lamar. The 3 of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL. The problem is, Teapot, that all 3 of them play in the same conference.
They do.
All 3 of them play, and they all play in the conference with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. And so, Justin Herbert.
And Justin, that's held them down every single year because none of them can get by Mahomes. Will one of them eventually get by Mahomes, maybe win a Super Bowl? I think yes, probably so, honestly. I guess Burrow got by Mahomes once, but then didn't win the Super Bowl. Yeah. But I do think that out of this trio, you're going to have some rings. You're going to have some, long-term value. The problem is it's probably not all 3 of them.
Right.
The problem is maybe one of these 3 goes on and gets past Mahomes and wins a couple of Super Bowls, and that person's card value doubles over what it is here, but 1 or 2 of the other 3 never make it to the Super Bowl, never, and over time, their card values fade. So the net value of those 3, I think you're going to have 1 going up, 1 going down, and 1 maybe doing one of the 2 directions. I feel good about Wemby. I feel good about buying his cards right now. So strictly from what do I think is going to be worth more in a few years, I'm going to go with the Wemby side on this trade.
Yep.
It's a good one, though. Guys, I want to let you know, by the way, that Veriswap has hooked us up with some cards to give away. And every month, we do Trade Night Live here on the Sports Card Investor channel. It is the 2nd Saturday of the month, every single month. And during that live show, I will be giving away a card while I am doing live Veriswap trades with you as you are watching this show. So make sure to get registered for Veriswap now. Download the Veriswap app or go to Veriswap.com. Use promo code SCI when you register. And then I will see you for the next Trade Night Live, the 2nd Saturday of the month, starting at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And I'll do some trades, and maybe you will win a nice card giveaway from Veriswap. All right, let's take a look at the next trade.
Up next at $24,000. On side A, we have an Ohtani superfractor 35th anniversary rookie. On side B, we have a Jordan PSA 9 with an OC qualifier. What do you guys think about this?
Teapot, this one's kind of an interesting one here. We've got GOAT for perhaps GOAT, but 2 wildly different cards. Where do you sit on this trade?
Well, I love Ohtani right now. I love Ohtani for the long term. I think he's already cemented himself, much like Mahomes, as at least a GOAT, with everything he's done so far. I don't love OC cards. I really don't. The eye appeal, centering's so important on bordered cards, and when it's that egregious, it's difficult. But this Ohtani just doesn't do a ton for me. And I think the value is much stronger on the Jordan, and the staying power is much stronger on the Jordan. They're not making any more of those Jordans. They're not making any more. And a 9 OC is still a strong designation on that card. They're still making tons and tons and tons of one-of-one superfractor Ohtani cards. And so long term, there's just going to be more and more of those. I see that card as like a $5,000 to $6,000 card. And so the Jordan to me is like right around the 9 to 11 mark, I would say. I like the Jordan overall here long term, but I'd probably sell it and find a better copy. I don't know.
I know the comments are going to be that we're both snobbish because I'm going to say.
Well, you are.
I'm going to. That's fine. I'll take the snobbish criticism here and say that I don't really like the Jordan that much because of the off-centering just would bother the heck out of me, and I don't really love the Ohtani that much because it's not even his true 2025 Topps Chrome Superfractor. It's the 35th year anniversary variation of it. It's actually a throwback to a year of Topps cards that I collected as a kid, and frankly, I thought were one of the worst Topps designs from that decade. So it's not really a throwback card that has great fond memories to me. I remember not really liking that design of that card when I was a kid. So I don't know. Like I'm not thrilled about either of these cards. I know that makes me a card snob. I know, all the bad things that come with that.
Yeah.
I think if I were to pick one, I don't know. It just depends on what you want to get, right? Like I agree with you value-wise, probably the Jordan long term, but at the same time, if you're a Dodgers fan, that Ohtani, that's awesome. Any superfractor Ohtani is pretty awesome, and especially in the Dodgers uni, there's not that many of those out yet. There will be over the next few years, but there's not that many of those out yet. So I don't know. You can go either way you want on this one. For me, neither of these cards are my favorite cards. Let the hate come in the comments.
I think with the Jordan, you could confidently send it at any point in time to any auction house and feel very confident you're going to get
probably a pretty
for
set value.
With that Ohtani, you could pay 10 today, send it next time. You don't know. You don't know where
it's going to go. That's a good point. So the Jordan one for that reason is a little more consistent.
No shame though to whoever got the Ohtani.
Not at all. Not at all. Hopefully they're a Dodgers fan. Hopefully they like collecting superfractors, and hopefully they like Ohtani.
Hopefully they comment, that's a great tell you what a jerk you are.
There we go. All right, let's see our next trade from Raymond.
Up next at $24,000 on side A, we have a Jordan patch auto. On side B, we have a Jordan on card auto and $5,000 in cash. What do you guys think about this one?
Really nice Jordan cards here, plus some cash being thrown in teapot. What do you like here?
I like the more expensive one. I like the Jordan patch auto. That one to me stands out. I don't love the photo of Jordan on that card. That's the one thing that holds me back. It's almost uncharacteristically standard for Jordan or non-standard.
That's interesting.
Like normally his photos are great. Like the other one, the photo is much better. But you're getting a patch, game worn, on card auto. Obviously in both cases. Much bolder auto, not faded on the other one. Both cards numbered to 100. Yes, it's PSA authentic, auto 10. That just doesn't really bother me in this case. So between the two cards, that card seems about twice as good as the other one to me. So getting the $5,000 in cash makes sense. I like the more premium card here.
Yeah, because the $5,000 in cash exchanged, I think it's a pretty even trade. I mean, it's like a Jordan auto plus $5,000 in cash or a Jordan patch auto. Which would you rather have? That seems pretty balanced to me, honestly. I would also go for the better card. I mean, anything Jordan is incredible. Jordan patch auto is incredible. So if all things being equal, I would probably go for the better card. But maybe the person who got the $5,000 is after some other card and they like having that $5,000 because now they can go pick something else up. So good trade, I think, for both sides.
If you were to, I guess if I were to think about it as though this is the Jordan BGS 9 with either the Kaboom or Downtown Allen or Lamar, maybe my attitude would be a little bit different. But just strictly looking at this, I at least like
the patch auto that definitely stands out. The patch auto is a beautiful card. All right, we got some beautiful cards coming up next. Let's go to Raymond for the next trade.
Up next at 16.5K. On side A, we have one of my favorite Mahomes cards and 1.5K in cash for a Brady Bowman PSA 10. What do you guys think about this one?
Okay, this Mahomes card, Teapot, is actually one of my personal favorite Mahomes cards. I actually really, really like this card. It's one that I don't own, that I've always wanted to get. In fact, the last time the gold of this card came up, I bid on it at auction. I didn't win. That is a grail card.
The gold is like one of my dream cards.
It is a beautiful card. But this is a very nice card too. And somebody got the Mahomes plus $1,500 in cash, but they had to give up a 2000 Bowman Tom Brady rookie PSA 10. That's nice. Teapot, what would you rather have?
Absolutely the Mahomes and the cash. Absolutely. Because, first of all, if I'm going to get the Brady, I'd rather have the Bowman Chrome.
Sure.
And, yes, okay, it's pop under 500 as the label says on the card. It's still a base paper rookie card in an era where you had more to choose from than that. So, my attitude on paying big premiums for PSA 10. It looks good. It presents well. It's very well centered. And it's not a bad card whatsoever to go after, but it's Mahomes. Yeah. I like Mahomes. And so I'm going to go after that card and just maybe put like a gold filter over the top of it to make it look better on my shelf. But I agree. The gold's amazing, but I go with the Mahomes.
Well, you've got some Chiefs bias here. Obviously, you got some Mahomes bias. We the audience knows that. I'm going to agree with you, though. And I think some people out there in the audience probably are not. I think some people are going to go, what are you talking about? You got to go Brady, right? Brady, PSA 10 rookie, you got to go Brady.
Sure.
I hear that. I get that. But I just love the Mahomes stained glass. I think that, honestly, I don't really love the look of Mahomes' 2017 Prism card.
Okay.
It's okay.
That design isn't the best by any stretch.
It's not the best design.
No, it's one of the worst, honestly.
It's okay. It doesn't offend me, but I don't love it.
Yeah.
I like the look of this a lot better. Yeah. So I think this is the best looking card from 2017 Prism, more so than his standard card is. So I like the visual look of these stained glass cards. I'll take the $1,500 cash. Yeah. I'm going to agree with you.
Okay, well, stop doing that, okay?
All right, we got 2 more trades to go through. Let's hear about the next one.
At $16,000, we have a big trade down. On side A, we have a Kobe auto in PSA 10 from 2019. On side B, we have a Kobe Green Shimmer auto, 2 UFC Kabooms, and 1.75K in cash.
All right, Teapot, I admittedly don't know a ton about UFC, but I know John Jones is a big name.
Very big.
And I know Kabooms are very popular cards.
They are.
And I do know about that Kobe veteran auto. That's pretty cool, but you also had to give up another Kobe auto. What are your thoughts on this trade?
Well, I actually was looking at this Kobe auto back before he passed. And I thought these are such cool cards, and it is. It's a really nice design, especially when you see it in hand. Yeah. The foil and everything is beautiful. They're relatively short printed, so it's a really nice card. But if you just look at the value here, I'm actually a little bit confused. One of these hasn't sold in a long time. I think it's been a few years, maybe. That is the one on the single card side. But it still, to me, doesn't stand out with enough differentiation to like trump getting another auto. Now, is that Contenders Optic one anything like super special? Not really. It's green with kind of clashes with the Lakers.
And it is an authentic 10.
It is.
Authentic auto 10, whereas the other one is a true PSA 10.
It's a PSA 10 without the auto grade.
That's a little different.
A little different, but you're still getting an auto of Kobe.
Yep.
John Jones, many consider to be the greatest UFC fighter of all time, if not for sure top 5. Everybody would have him top 5, probably top 3. And you're getting the cash on top of it. Both PSA 10s on the Kaboom, so the top grade. I got to go with the lot. I just think that was better overall value. I don't see that Kobe on the other side being worth $8K.
Yeah. So. Yeah, what's interesting is that veteran ticket Kobe auto, I actually almost did a trade deal on that at a card show.
Interesting.
I forget, a couple years ago. It might even be on a Sports Card Investor video. I don't remember. I was toiling over that card a little bit. I didn't end up getting a deal done, but I was toiling over the card. I don't think we could see eye to eye on value, but it was a very unique, interesting card. And I remembered at the time saying, that's a really nice card, so it presents nicely. It's a cool card. I also believe that one, from what I remember, is considered to be one of his last autos ever signed. So there's a little something extra there. I think the big difference in this trade is the grade, right? I think you've got the Kobe not as a true 10 at all.
Sure.
You've got the other card on the other side as a true 10. So I imagine that came into play quite a bit here. But visually, I actually kind of like the veteran Kobe a little better on the auto probably. So I think I'll side with you. You get the haul of the UFC cards and the $1,750 cash. Even though you go way down in terms of grade on the card, you get the other stuff. Yeah. So I think I'll go with you on that Kobe veteran auto.
Okay.
I like that. All right, one more trade left to analyze, and it's a doozy. Let's hear about it now.
Coming in hot at 16.2K. On side A, we have a Ruth rookie in SGC 1 and $300. On side B, we have Hank Aaron, Mantle, 2 Mahomes rookies. What do you guys think about this one?
All right, Babe Ruth, a little vintage, has made its way into the show. The iconic Babe Ruth Gaudy plus a little cash, but a lot going to the other side, including some wonderful vintage cards, a vintage Mantle, a vintage Hank Aaron, plus your guy Patrick Mahomes, 2 of his better rookie cards. Where do you stand here?
I think we'll disagree here. I'm going with the 4 cards.
Okay.
I love the Mahomes. The rated rookie is my favorite rookie, like in terms of base rookie designs over the Prism, like you said.
And that is the red-yellow.
It's the red-yellow.
Which is kind of a nice color match.
It is.
With the Chiefs. I think that's a pretty cool card.
Yep. It's a nice looking card. It's a 10. It's a Prism Silver 10. And, the Mantle 7, the Hank Aaron, nice cards. Cool cards, good looking cards, obviously very iconic. So I just like those. The Ruth has some surface issues on it. Obviously, it's a 1. Those aren't, super hard to come by overall from the different, 4 different cards. They obviously command a premium, rightly so. The 33 Gaudy set's, one of the most iconic of all time. But in this case, it's just, I can't turn down the 2 Mahomes. Like, that's what, for me, just I draw to. So this one reminds me, again, of, like, personal preference. And the best card in the lot, definitely the Babe. But I'm going to go with the Mahomes and the others.
That's fair. Yeah, I'd probably go with the Babe Ruth. I'll disagree with you on this one, but I don't have a strong push either direction. I mean, if you're an ultra modern guy, if you're a Chiefs guy, if you're a football guy, any of those things, I totally understand why you would go for the Mahomes. You are getting 2 pretty decent vintage cards back in return, but the best of the cards is clearly that 1933 Gaudy Babe Ruth. The Gaudy Babe Ruth cards, in my opinion, are amongst the very top of all-time iconic cards. They'd be in the top 5 of the most iconic cards of all time. And being able to collect the whole series of those Gaudis would be super cool. Getting them in the 1s is relatively affordable compared to certainly what those things start to go for in higher grades. Yeah. That 1 presents reasonably well. It looks like it's got some surface scratching kind of below the name on the card, but thankfully that scratching isn't affecting the image of the player.
Yeah.
Seems like the color of the card, is still relatively good. Overall, it presents decently in my opinion. So I kind of like the Gaudy. I'm gonna go with the Gaudy in this case, but I respect the fact that you, throughout the show, are continuing to want to add more Mahomes to your collection.
Cool. I'll get the Mahomes. You take the Babe. You take me to steak dinner. We're good to go.
There you go. well, wait a minute. I get $300 cash, so you should be taking me to steak dinner if we're doing it that way. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this show today. Don't forget to get the Veriswap app or go to veriswap.com. Use promo code SCI when you register for $15 free towards your first trade, and then tune in for our next Trade Night Live, the second Saturday of every month here on the Sports Card Investor channel, so that I can do some trades live with you, and I might even have a card for you to give away. Appreciate you watching, and we'll see you soon with the next episode. Take care.